Junction, junction, what's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Conjunction, junction, how's that function?
I got 3 favorite cars that get most of my job done.
Conjunction, junction.
So James Jarman's here from MCC, the Executive Director of College Communications. I got to ask you, what are those 3 train cars? Do you remember?
Oh, man, I can't remember.
And?
And, but, and, the conjunctions. Yeah, and, but, and what, or?
Yes.
Yeah, was it or?
Nailed it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. He put his Jeopardy hat on.
Yeah, that's it.
Killed it. James Jarman's here.
I miss those schoolhouse rocks. Those were great Saturday mornings.
I got to get the other ones in the quiver. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just a bill.
Yeah. It's not the cue. It's more of the quiver. They're like arrows for, of course, Mohave Community College. That's your new intro music. So
yeah, love it.
It's Friday, September 22nd, 2023. We love to have fun on Friday here on Speak Out. I'm your host, Paul Lavoie, broadcasting live from the Radio Central Studios, a.k.a. the Mothership. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
On McCulloch Boulevard in Lake Havasu City. Next time you'll be on, and we'll be in the throes of London Bridge Days.
Oh yeah, that's
October.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's always fun. And then Havasu has the Winterfest, in February? I still got to get the college signed up for that one again. But, man, that one, you talk about crowds.
Right.
That is something. I love getting those pictures because the way the street slopes down the hill.
Yeah.
And you can stand there and get a picture, and it's just a sea of people just having fun.
Absolutely. One of our best band picks was from Winterfest. So.
Yeah, I remember seeing you there, yeah.
Speaking of bands, the Concerts in the Park is starting up in October.
Oh.
First show, October 6th, the London Bridge Beach stage. Do you know where that is?
Yeah.
Beautiful stage, built by one of the chamber leadership classes years ago. I would say 2007-ish.
Oh.
And Kevin Jackson and the Midnight Sun will be kicking off that Concerts in the Park series.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be good. It'll be Kevin Jackson, Brianna Marie, Black Cat X, and Swamp Donkey.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. That sounds like a lot of fun.
So I'll be there, I think it's October 20th.
Okay.
Be on that stage. So,
excellent.
And, yeah, absolutely. So and then speaking of concerts, got a call yesterday, and we talked about this on the show with Colleen Mattinson from the Food Bank. Tina with the Motown Blossoms.
Ooh.
It's Tina Turner. They don't call them impersonators anymore. They're called legacy bands. Have you heard this? Yeah. It's a Tina Turner legacy act. It is tonight, London Bridge Resort. Of course, that's Queens Bay, Lake Havasu City. Doors open at 6:30, concert at 7. Tickets are $50. Proceeds go to the food bank. I'm pretty sure quite a bit of that money goes to the food bank. And you can purchase those tickets online. HavasuCommunityHealth.org or call 928-453-8190. I'm told there's pretty good seats available. There's VIP seating as well, if I remember right. So doors open at 6:30, concert at 7. I'm sure it'll be a pretty good tribute now to Tina Turner.
That's
so
good.
Yeah, it's not a tribute band anymore. It's a legacy act.
Yeah, you have to remember that.
There you go. All right, and then tonight, of course, you have Steve Greeley and Bill Beckman calling the game. The Fighting Knights hosting the Yunker Rough Riders, and that pregame is at 6:45. You can catch that on 980 AM and KNTRsports.com. And over on the FM, you'll catch the end of the Diamondbacks at Yankees. That game, the first pitch is at 4:05, I believe. The D-backs in Yankee Stadium. They're in the driver's seat now.
Oh,
you know that, right?
No, I don't follow at all. I do follow football, though, with the high school level. I was just down at the Havasu football field the other week.
Oh, you were?
Watching the game, and, I mean, what a great venue that is. When you're sitting in the home field stands and you can look out, you can see the lake, you got the sunset going. It is beautiful up there.
They call it the best high school sports view in Arizona.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah,
it was
just pretty cool.
Sit there and watching the sunset while the game's going on. It was perfect.
I'm hoping to do the last game of the season on November 3rd. I was told I may be calling that game, so I'm really looking forward to that if it does come to fruition. But the D-backs, they're in the driver's seat. There's 3 wild card spots this year. So you have the 3 division winners and you have 3 wild cards. The Diamondbacks are 2 or 3 games behind the Phillies, who are in that first wild card spot. The D-backs are in the second one solidly after beating up on the Giants and the Cubs.
Oh.
So, 5 home wins in a row.
Wow.
But now they go to Yankee Stadium, and then they play Houston, and I can't remember. There's another team they play, too, that's pretty tough. So, anyway, 9 games left in the season, and looks like the D-backs, well, we know they're going to finish over 500. If they win one more game, they finish over 500.
Now, do they get into the playoffs, or they are automatically?
They will be in the postseason. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes,
yeah.
They'll either be the what is it, 6 seeds? So they'll either be the 5 or the 6. If they lose out, they'll probably lose out. They'll probably drop out of the wild card. But chances are, if they win half of those games or just 5 out of 9. Then they'll be a postseason team, which would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
2 years ago we were 110 losses, and 52 wins. It was brutal year. So anyway, Mohave Community College, you got your son.
But you want to get? Yeah, we can talk. I'm on when you're talking athletics. We're looking at Bighorn's soccer going. They're right in the middle of recruiting, and they're going to be playing up there. They got the home field is going to be in Bullhead City, and they got the student housing that's coming along.
Yeah.
But I just talked to the coach the other day, and they've got verbal commitments from local students. The way the NJCAA rules work, we can't say anything about who they are. We can't identify them.
Right.
The window opens for signings in November. So after that, you'll probably start seeing more information about who's coming to play. And right now, though, they're really scouring the county for college-level players at this local level to bring them in and be on this first inaugural team. Really a historic moment here for the region, with Northwestern Arizona's first college-level athletic team coming into town. So, really exciting over there at the college on the athletic scene anyway.
Right.
Coach Cynthia Cervantes for the women's team, she has, what I've being told, up to 8 local players interested who verbally committed to coming over and playing. And the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference, and it's basically the state of Arizona, one of the toughest conferences in the country. Right now they have the number 1 and number 2 teams at the Division II level in this conference, and I think Arizona Western is 1 or 2 for the Division I, and we're going to be in the Division I, which is the tougher part, the tougher teams. So it'll be fun to come there and get to the games and watch and see the local players out there. So right now the coaches seem really excited about the players that they're getting verbal commitments from. So an exciting time over there. We've got the September 28th at the Bullhead City campus. This region's first ever student housing is going to break ground. So that's coming along, and some of the athletes will be in there along with other students who will be able to take advantage. And we all know how housing is out here in Mohave County. It is tough to come by to get affordable housing. So this will help ease that burden as well.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be playing Yavapai. Is that right?
Yeah. Yavapai is a tough one. The coach, Coach Camilo, he was the captain of the Yavapai National Championship team back in, I think, 2009.
Right. They recruited my nephew.
Oh, did they?
Tyler Lavoie, yes. And he ended up going to Minnesota, but that's a tough team.
Yes. This conference is every year this conference has a top national team in the playoffs. So they are, they either win it or they're in the top 3.
Right.
That's generally how it happens. So the Arizona Conference, when it comes to soccer at the NJCAA level, tough teams out there. Right. And the level of play, when you talk to some of the coaches around the area, the level of play, the difference between high school and college, it's so much faster that I think people are going to be really impressed. And a lot of the students who are in high school now playing soccer, when they go, if they're sophomores, juniors, and they go to the games next year, they'll see just how tough and how quick the speed that's involved at the college level is. So then they'll kind of get a gauge of how they have to pick up their game if they want to play at that level.
Yeah, I had heard that. I have another nephew. His name is Kobe Hunt, and he went to Cal Baptist a few years ago. And when he first got there as a freshman, they have to run through. It's almost like an obstacle course, and you have to make a certain time on this to see if it's called pace in soccer, your speed or your pace is up to snuff.
Yeah.
And you're able to
hit
play.
At least a minimum level to even be considered.
Yeah, and it took him a while to hit that pace to where he was considered. But he went all 4 years at Cal Baptist, did very, very well.
Yeah.
Playing for that team in Division I.
Yeah, and I think this will be a great introduction for a lot of folks in Mohave County who maybe haven't followed college sports, but now will be able to kind of get in and look at college sports through this soccer lens. But the level of play, and I was a college wrestler, and the level of athlete that
competition.
You went, it was in high school. You could walk through a tournament and take first.
Really, you could, or Greeley could. You guys were stinky wrestlers. I've heard that.
But when you get to the college level, you're wrestling against other state champs. Almost every match you're going against, you're going against somebody that was a top athlete in their state for their school, and so you weren't just walking through tournaments. Every match was almost like a state finals match.
Back in the day, the soccer team shared the locker room with the wrestlers, and it was, man, I never wanted to go in that wrestling room. That's a rough gig, man.
Yeah, I remember we had a basketball player open the door to the wrestling room, and he looked in, and his jaw dropped. It was when we were going live, and there was blood on the walls. Everybody's drenched in sweat. Looks like you just jumped into a pool and jumped out.
Right.
That's because the rooms are hot, and everybody's of course trying to lose weight, so you're sweating out. Especially if it's before weigh-ins, before a tournament, you're trying to sweat as much as you can, get that water out.
Back in the day, it was plastic bags.
Oh yeah, that was illegal, but
it
was. You weren't supposed to do that.
How is that illegal?
I don't know if it is anymore, but back then it was because you'd have the sauna suits. And you put the sauna suit on, which was basically plastic,
right?
And then you'd put your sweats over it, so they couldn't tell you had a sauna suit on underneath it.
The cool thing, though, in all seriousness, back to the MCC soccer programs, they're privately funded.
Yeah, well, the boosters raising money.
There is no college money. Like, your tuition doesn't go to this or TV money or this and that. They generate through the booster program.
Yeah, the goal is to have it self-sustained, and thankfully the Legacy Foundation, they've given $300,000 to get this thing going.
Wow.
And the Booster Club, there's an event actually in Havasu coming up on November 4th. It's the Bighorn Chili Fest. And that's going to be, that's going to be a fun event. That is a national sanctioned event. So if you're a good chili cook or chef and you want to enter that, you can enter that, and then you can qualify, I think, to enter some national competitions.
You could have a worse home field, I'll tell you. They're playing games or matches at that field house.
Yeah,
that's a nice venue.
Well, and so that we've got the field house, and then also the main field, because they'll play outside, because that's where most of the teams in Arizona play outside. Will be Rotary Park at Firebird Field up in Bullhead City, and the city is really, you talk about coming together in support of a program. They're fixing up the field, they're fixing up the park, they're fixing up that little the stands there, and it's going to be great, not just for the soccer program, but everybody in the city and from the region uses those fields up there, and so they're going to see a lot of improvements.
And that Firebird Field, I don't know if you remember this, they got the field from Chase Field. They changed out the grass after a bowl game.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks do it every single year. There's a grant for that grass, that sod, and it arrived, and the city got it all ready because of the lime content in the ground, and then they laid that sod in there. It's actually a great story.
Yeah, it's and I forget what the name is. I can't picture the sign right now, but yeah, you're right, and it is a nice area, nice field, and as they fix it up, and you're right there along the river, so it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and by the way, that chili cook-off, November 4th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Havasu Riviera Marina.
Look at you.
Yeah, so I just had to pull it up because I couldn't remember the address. I think the Havasu Riviera Marina is somewhat new, but that's at 2067 Havasu Riviera Parkway. And you can go to MCC BighornChiliCookoff.com and get tickets.
A lot of fans here, I'll tell you that.
It's going to be great. And that's the boosters putting that on. It's going to benefit the soccer program. Help raise money for scholarships, and just keep that program going and make it, make us, MCC, the Bighorn Soccer, playing in the toughest conference in the country. So we have to be, we got to get up there. We got to get it going and really plan on, some tough games coming up.
Well, you got two really good coaches. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
And
they're the best.
Camilo has a UNLV background, so he's aces right there.
Yep.
Anyway, tell me about the housing before we go to break.
Yep.
Where are you at on the student housing or the student athlete housing?
Yep, the housing, it's everything's been approved. They're going to have a groundbreaking ceremony on next week, September 28th. And the housing, it's going to be 60-some beds. And it's going to be at the Bullhead City campus. So if people driving along the highway, when they pass the campus and they wonder what's all that construction out there, that's what it is. We're building the student housing out there, first ever in Mohave County for college student housing on a campus. And so, it's going to be a really exciting time. It's going to be, if you're looking at the campus, so let's say you're standing on the highway looking at the campus from the front where you'd turn to go in, it's going to be just to the right and up front, right there next to the nursing building, the dental and rad tech buildings.
Yeah.
So it's going to be right over there. And those buildings, by the way, funded and they were created with thanks to the Legacy Foundation.
Absolutely.
So the Legacy Foundation, we can't say enough. I mean, they are amazing and just such supporters of the local community.
And then you have the field house not far away, so it's
right,
perfect.
That's right across the street.
Right,
yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a short break. I know what kind of music you like, so I never have to ask because we're like kind of the same era, right?
Yeah.
That early to mid 80s.
There you go.
Got some Van Halen queued up for you.
Oh yeah.
But it's Van Hagar, so forgive me, all right?
Remember when they did that? Oh yeah.
Back with more in a moment. Stay with us on Speak Out. Our guest, James Jarman, Executive Director of College Communications. Hey, I have Jim Brewer tickets. You know who Jim Brewer is, right?
He's hilarious.
He is hilarious. He was Goatman on SNL and also was in the movie Half Baked. Crazy comedy from Jim Brewer at the Tropicana Laughlin, Saturday, December 2nd. We'll get you tickets, and you won't even have to go buy them. We'll just give you a pair of tickets. It's 8 o'clock Nevada time, Saturday, December 2nd. Give me a call. First caller, 928-854-KNTR, 928-854-5687. You want to go see Jim Brewer at the Tropicana Laughlin. Stay with us. We'll be right back. I'm Paul Lavoie. Music for my guest, James Jarman.
Yes.
Makes you feel like working out, huh?
That's it. That is on my playlist, my gym workout playlist right there, Bon Jovi.
That's funny. Little New Jersey rockin' from John Bon Jovi, of course. Speak Out brought to you in part by Mohave Mortgage. Love those guys. Also Bradley Chevrolet and Bradley Ford. GDK LLC. Springburg Wealth Management by Patio Paradise. SunPower by Esme Electric. SamsGuns.com and by The Chair. Perfect. I like the Weird Al version, Living Without Hair, right? Although I would never know. So anyway, Havasu-style dining and great music with live entertainment in a flip-flop atmosphere overlooking the London Bridge. Dallas and Danny present The Chair. Pretty sure my brother from another mother, Hollis Googe, will be there tonight at 5 o'clock over at The Chair. Tell him Paul Levy said hi.
Levy,
Yeah, he always says, hey, it's Paul Levy, man.
I think my favorite Weird Al was Eat It.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Absolutely. And another one, Rides the Bus. That was a funny video. Anyway, back with James Jarman, the Executive Director of College Communications for Mohave Community College. We love to have fun on a Friday here. That's why you're scheduled on Friday.
All righty.
Especially with that shirt, man. That's got Fighting Knights written all over it.
Yeah, well, it's the design. I got it. It was a sale on Amazon, right? So just to give people a picture here, they have these designs on it, and on Amazon it said birds and swans. So I get the shirt, I wear it to the office, and the people at the office there at the college look at it and they say, what are those? Mustaches and pipes? And I looked and I thought, oh my,
they are.
It could be mustaches and pipes, but they was sold.
Oh,
as,
it is a swan.
Yeah, it was sold as birds, little tiny birds and flying and swans.
You got a tough
but
crowd.
The birds
over
look
there.
like mustaches and the swans look like pipes.
That had to be President Klippenstein that said that. Had to be. He's such a jokester. And the second most famous person that we've ever interviewed here.
Yeah.
Right?
He was
in front of Bill O'Reilly.
That was second
funny.
to only Bill.
That was too funny. Yeah, O'Reilly says, "Who's the first?" And I said, "Dennis Miller," right?
Yeah, that's it.
The most famous ever to be interviewed on the show. And then O'Reilly. And then Stacy's like, "I thought I was the second." Anyway, let's see. We're looking for students for up to 8-week classes.
Oh, yeah. Our 8-week classes start on October 8th.
That sounds like my kind of class.
Oh, and you're going to see more of these coming out. And what the college has done is it's, of course, listen to the community, listen to the students. It's looking at the situation of higher ed. And one of the options we're doing is we're implementing more short-term courses that you can learn the same amount in that short term. So 8 weeks. So let's say you want to finish your English 101 and English 102. Mm-hmm. Usually that would take you 2 semesters, right? Well, now you can take English 101 on the first 8 weeks, which started in August, and the second 8 weeks you have English 102, which starts October 9th. So you'll finish both of them in one semester, so it saves the students gives them more flexibility, and because everybody's busy these days, and everybody wants to get in and get out and get hired somewhere, and so that's what we're looking at. And these 8-week courses, we have quite a few of them out there, and the first step to do if you're not a student, just head over to apply.mohave.edu. If that's too hard to remember, if you just go to the college, just Google Mohave Community College and hit the apply button, it's all over the website. You'll go to that page and you can just start by filling out a quick form that says welcome future Bighorn, and they just ask for your basic information, and then somebody from the student services will be in touch with you to help walk you through the process.
So put that in context, like okay, I'm decent in Excel, but not great in Excel, like formulas, and are we talking about classes like that?
Well, those classes that's a good segue into something else that the college has offering.
King of segue here. There you
go. Which are workforce classes. So we have a workforce training series that they're signing up students now for, and these are really tailored for people in the workforce, people who want to get into the workforce, and companies who have employees that they want to give them some extra skills. And so on some of and these are non-credit classes. So with the non-credit, you can really, it's a shorter term, and I think some of the classes maybe a few days. You're looking at $50 to $100
like
for some
Microsoft
of these classes.
Office Suite, Adobe.
Yeah, they'll offer
like
some of that. They have got basic computers, that sort of thing. For the workforce series, what they're really looking at are some of these soft skills, so communications in the office, leadership, really the kind of professional skills. And what the college did was it reached out to the chambers, reached out to the business and industry leaders throughout the county over the past few years and looked and said, all right, what are the gaps in the workforce that we can help fill?
That makes sense.
And a lot of them were these soft skills that you need in the office. How to be professional in the office, how to relate to customers, how to provide great customer service. So the workforce training series came about, and if you go to mohave.edu and then /workforce, it'll take you right to that page. It's also right on the home page. If you scroll down, you'll see one of they call them sliders on the website, which is just a picture and a graphic. Click that, and it'll take you to the page and show you the 6 topics that they're covering in this that starts up next month.
So that's like workforce etiquette, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a head scratcher for you, all right? I got a friend in Vegas, works for a doctor. They took in a new employee, went through orientation, went to shadow her supervisor or, the trainer, went out for a cigarette break, never came back. What in the world, right? I'm just saying, you got to be kidding me.
They've had enough. That was it.
I mean, I've heard of ghosting the interview, but not ghosting the job once you already got it. How smart do you have to be to do that?
I've had enough. I don't even think you get unemployment if you just walk out, do you?
No, you do not.
No, you have to have your position eliminated.
You just voluntarily surrendered your position is what you did.
Yeah.
So, Unbelievable. All right, a little ZZ Top for all the, I can't say ladies, right? I have to say people who have decent legs.
I don't know. You can say ladies, right? Maybe
can I?
Can. I don't know.
I don't know. Hard to say. In Mohave County, it doesn't really apply those politically correct rules, do they?
Yeah.
Or in this part of Mohave County, they don't. So anyway, for all those ladies who have decent legs, here's a song for you. Little ZZ Top. We've got James Jarman, Executive Director of College Communications. I'm Paul Lavoie. Speak Out will continue. Congratulations to Sheridan. He picked up a pair of Jim Brewer tickets. Jim Brewer at the Tropicana Laughlin Saturday, December 2nd. And we're going to give away more next week. They thought I was going to give them during this break.
Can you say humans? Humans with legs? Or is that
birthing persons. Stay with us. We'll be right back on Speak Out. Got some guilty pleasure music going on here.
Yeah,
what did you say about this song?
I think I listened to that song over and over after my sixth grade girlfriend broke up with me.
Glad I could be the source of trauma for you. Wow. My first girlfriend music was probably the Cars, not the Candio album, the one before that with Moving in Stereo. Yeah, great album. And I had it on 8-track.
Yeah, 8-track. Oh, man. I think the fascination was you could listen to it in your car, and before that you couldn't because it was records.
Right.
But thinking back on it, when a song stops in the middle of it to switch tracks. But it was still,
Or sometimes you could hear 2 tracks at once.
Yeah.
If you had one of the cheaper players, so you had to carry a matchbook with you. It's kind of wedge it in there to prop that sucker up to get the track right.
Yeah, then we made great headway with the regular cassette tapes.
Yes.
But, if you were fortunate enough to have a stereo that you could record it off of, you could listen to the radio and then record your favorite song. You just had to catch it right before the DJ. And if the DJ kept talking over the song, you got mad.
And if you were really advanced, you had auto reverse, so it would switch direction in the middle of a song. Anyway, man. That's a lot of reminiscing right there.
Good old days, right?
Over bad technology. Actually, it was decent technology for that time. Anyway,
cutting edge.
It's funny though that CDs are still around.
I remember watching a CD commercial where they were scraping it on the ground and then saying you could play it. And I got my first CD and tried it, and it ruined it.
Oh yeah. That was all propaganda.
Too young to know how to file a complaint with the FTC at that point.
That was definitely industry propaganda for sure. Speak Out brought to you in part by Arizona Financial Credit Union, also Mohave Community College. The Lewis Team, Remax by the Lake. Contact Bobby and Julie for all things real estate. Doritos Place providing Havasu with all natural dog and cat food along with pet toys since 2006, and by Salmon's Air Conditioning, serving the tri-state area for over 52 years. Ask about Salmon's superior maintenance plan. And don't forget to buy local, or it's buy local. Speaking of 52 years, how old is MCC?
Yep, 52.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured it was around the same time.
Yep, 1971. That's when it was founded. Voters voted in 70 to get it going, to get a community college out here to help improve access to higher education. And so the community college was born.
When I first came to the area in 1989, lived in Laughlin and Bullhead. There was a nickname. I won't say what the nickname was at the time, but there were a lot. It was all portables at the Bullhead City campus.
Yeah.
And it was super, super small. The growth is amazing.
Yeah. And it's we do have a facilities master plan that's going now. They're doing a lot of research, putting it together for the buildings, new buildings, because now we're in that stage of some of these buildings that are out there are it's more expensive to just try to keep them up and going than it is just to tear them down and build something new.
Right.
So they're going through that. But it's some of the research, and I'm doing a branding refresh. My office is for the college. So right now we're in this discovery phase of asking people questions about, what do you think of the college, the services, that sort of thing. And that was the first time I noticed somebody had put down trailer trek, what was it? Trailer tech.
Trailer tech.
That's what
I did not want to say. I did not want to offend.
That's what it used to be known
Yes,
as.
When I first got here, it was people called it trailer tech.
Yeah, and they had all those trailers.
Not even close now.
Yeah. Now they've got some. So they've made some upgrades, and really, I mean, those trailers. They're not built to last 50 years,
Right.
So, and then once you get to a certain point, it's just too expensive to keep those going. So you just tear them down and you build something new.
I would think they would make a good annex for storage or something like that. Record storage or something.
Well, they store my office in one of them, so
that's fantastic.
Some days we walk in and we think, oh boy, I don't step over here. It's a little soft on the floor here.
Oh boy. So tell me about the Mohave Minutes, and I know you've rebranded that.
Well, we're going
it's still on the website.
Yep. We're going to rebrand it eventually. Call it something like Bighorn Blast Newscast.
Right.
This will be the podcast.
Is that the name? This will be the podcast?
Yeah, it'll be Bighorn Blast Podcast.
Okay.
So then when we started doing that, we were just talking before the show. We're see about getting a camera in here for this one, and so then people can see the shirt and they can decide for themselves if they are birds and swans or mustaches and pipes.
When you get over a certain age, it looks like a couple of random shapes. To tell you the truth.
Blobs. Yeah.
So tell me about the September edition.
The newscast. It's we put it together each month for our Board of Governors at their board meeting, so they can see some of what's happened at the college over the past month. This one was for the month of August that we just played at the September board meeting, about 4 minutes or so, and covers all of the events and the developments that happened over the past 30 days at the college.
All right, let's take a listen.
Let's do it, yeah.
A rockin' time at this year's Rad Tech Pinning. The MCC Radiologic Technology class of 2023 celebrated their graduation recently on the Bullhead City campus. These students are now ready to start their careers or continue their education. These pinnings are traditional ceremonies in the field of health sciences to help welcome students into the profession and celebrate with family and friends. A great start to the fall semester. The first day of classes was August 14th, with students attending on campus, online, and remote via Zoom. Enrollment on the first day was up roughly 6% compared to last year, with 4,000 students taking classes across all campuses and online. The second round of the 8-week-long classes start October 9th. And students on the Lake Havasu campus were welcomed back with a fall bash. It included food, games, and information about clubs and services. More welcome back events are happening this month on all the campuses. And if you're not a student, just head online to apply.mohave.edu and create an account to get started. New MCC Bighorns were welcomed at the new student orientation events at the campuses. They learned about all the college resources available to help them accomplish their goals. And right after orientation, the recruitment team hosted the Become a Bighorn Bash for people looking to become students. Community members were invited and had the chance to talk with instructors and learn about the admissions process. A big Bighorn shout out to Chase Rice. The welding student finished a certification program in just one semester and passed a national certification test to become a certified welder.
I would say that MCC basically put my life on a different trajectory. I had no aspirations and no hope for the future at a certain point, but MCC made me want to have a close relationship with them for a long time.
The River Valley High School graduate hopes to open his own business after completing his education and skills training at MCC.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people, they don't think of when they think about a college is programs that offer students a pathway into their own business and the skills to start that business. And when you look at some of the career and technical education programs and the health sciences programs that we have there, a lot of students, that's the pathway they start going on. And they never considered themselves college material until they heard from a recruiter at the college, or they looked into it, went to the website and checked out some of the offerings. But there's a lot at the college available for people who may not consider themselves college material. We encourage everybody to go there. Even if you didn't graduate from high school, there's a GED program there that you can get through the GED program, walk right into a college class, and just get on that path. And we also have it's so affordable at the community college level, and the college instructors are professors that could be teaching at a university if they wanted to. So the quality of education is extremely high, and that's why the credits from the college, if you want to transfer and go to ASU, University of Arizona, Northern Arizona University, GCU, we have over 20 university partners that accept those credits. So you can walk in there, get the affordable tuition, $81 per credit for local students, and finish that and transfer, if you want to get a degree, straight over to one of the universities. As a matter of fact, Dr. Maria Ione was just down at in Tempe, or down in visiting the University of Arizona, and met with 15 of our alumni who are there, and they're studying at the University of Arizona. And so, I mean, we have students all over who have graduated from Mohave Community College and gone to a university, who have gone out and set up their own business. Right. So really just a lot of pathways available for people to get in on the path to a great future, a great career.
Speaking of Dr. Maria, she sent out an email the other day about what's the store called? It's online, and there's a bunch of booster swag that you can get.
Yep, we have
Bighorn booster swag.
It's the online bookstore. It's called the Bighorn Spirit Shop.
That's it.
And if you can get there by going to mohavespirit.com or mccspirit.com, and it'll take you right there. And there's hundreds of different merchandise, shirts, clothing, gifts, apparel, that sort of thing that's branded with the Bighorn logo. And all of that money, a big portion of it's going to help the college with scholarships, with athletics. So you're really supporting the college if you go there and buy the material and the merchandise, and you're supporting the local school and showing your pride for Mohave County, because everything we do, we're all local residents. So when you support the college, you're supporting your own community.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. All right. So we talked about soccer for both programs. When is the first match? Is that in 2024 then?
Yep. It'll be so they'll start their practices in August. That's the first practices start.
That's brutal.
Yeah, I know. But I've heard that when I looked into it and saw that the actual soccer season for the NJCAA, the first game starts end of August. Okay. I was like, oh boy, that's rough out here. Maybe that's why
they're outside. They're going to be playing those in the field house, I would imagine.
No, they play all of them outside.
All of them are firebrand.
Because let's say we played. Let's say this is what what Coach Camilo has said. If we practice, if all of our practices are inside at the field house, all the games are going to be outside when we go away and play.
Right.
And so we're going to be at a disadvantage. And then I started thinking about it. I thought, well, maybe that's one reason why the Arizona Conference is so tough, because they're used to playing in this heat, and then as they get farther into the playoffs and they're playing against teams in cooler climates, that is they just can play the daylights out of them over there. You know what I mean?
But if you
next August is when it starts. The student housing that we were talking about, that's going to be opening up on July. So they start the groundbreaking is next week, and they're going to hustle, get that thing done, and that's going to be ready for students to move in next July.
Okay.
So it's all coming together there, and then the first game we'll get the word out. Of course, everybody's going to know about the first practice. Everybody's going to know about the first players that are on this team, because it's such a historic event to have college soccer in northwestern Arizona.
Right. What's the state of Mohave Community College right now overall? How
excellent.
I mean, I know you have that. You get paid to say that, but when you look at the foundation support, you look at the booster support, the four campuses in general. Colorado City still being the smallest enrollment wise, correct?
Yeah.
What's the biggest one enrollment wise?
Well, it varies a lot.
Really?
It could be Kingman. It could be the Havasu campus in the next semester. It could be the Bullhead campus.
Why would it vary like that?
It just depends on the students who are coming in. So it's generally the three southern campuses, those are the larger ones. So that's what makes this college unique, is there's not really one main campus and then satellite campuses.
Right.
We have the administration offices, just since its founding, up in the Kingman. Land was donated up off Jaggerson back in the 70s, and so that's where the first campus went, was right up there. And so that's where the administration offices are. But that campus, Bullhead and Havasu, can vary between 1,000 to 1,500 students, and that's pretty much what it's shown out over time. And then the North Campus gets a few hundred students. And so at any one time, we'll have between 4,000 to 5,000 credit students,
right.
And then you add in another 1,000 or so on the non-credit side, which are a lot of the jewelry making and the workforce training series that we talked about earlier. Those get another 1,000. So at any one time, we could have up to 6,000 students enrolled in any of the programs.
Sure.
Yeah.
So speaking of workforce, and the topic, of course, all over the tri-state area is workforce housing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that present any issues or any problems, any obstacles when you're hiring faculty?
Yeah, I think every business will tell you the same thing, and that it's a challenge. It's if you have a job that you're looking to hire somebody and they're coming in from outside. Mm-hmm. They're going to, of course, look at Zillow, Realtor.com, cost of living, and it's housing. Affordable housing is an issue, not just here in Mohave County, but really,
right.
I mean, it's everywhere now.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's one of those challenges that I think everybody faces trying to bring in employees. That's why what we do. Well, I shouldn't say we, but in my office, I specifically look for people local. Because they're already here. They know the value of living here, and they know the benefits of living here. And so if they can walk right into the office and we can train them up, kind of a grow your own, then they're more likely to stay.
Interesting philosophy. That's like Adam Romano, right?
Right, yeah, and he was here in Havasu. He had a tattoo business. He became, he was the Hodel Award winner, so a really smart guy.
Right.
And now he's a recruiter, an adult recruiter, because we have high school recruiters and then we have adult recruiters at the campuses, and he's an adult recruiter at the Havasu campus.
Oh, very good. Anything else you want to add before we take off?
Is this it? It's already over?
Pretty much.
We need to do 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. What are you guys trying to do to me? Keep me here till 7? Man.
We need to have the MCC day.
Well, we do. It's every fourth Friday.
All day.
Oh,
All day.
I see. Bighorn Day.